The twin flame concept is ruining people's lives. I have seen it so many times with my clients or even friends. And there's so much wrong information about what twin flames are, do they exist, and so on. So in this video, I'll share with you 8 reasons why the twin flame concept theory is wrong and how it's keeping actually people stuck on their spiritual journey. And then in the end, I'll tell you how you can work with the twin flame energy. So let's begin. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salo and I help light workers and starseeds to remember who they are. I help them on their ascension journey and in embodying their Christ consciousness and sovereignty. The twin flames are the perfect counterparts. Many people know the theory of, I think, Plato, who said that there are 2 halves to everyone, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And you can actually meet somebody who will be the perfect mirror of your inner divine masculine or feminine energy. You can actually meet somebody with whom your souls really fit together perfectly. And this same theory, we can see it, in many books, in poetry, everywhere around us. We've been all fed the same information. But is it really true? Actually, when it comes to twin flames, I have experienced it myself, and I'm writing about my story in my memoir, which you can find down below. I have a different perspective on it. I spent lots of time contemplating the whole topic because there's been so many people coming to me saying, I have met my twin flame, now what? And so my perspective on it is very different than what other people talk about, because this twin flame theory, this whole concept, is created in such a way that it's actually suffocating people's spiritual evolution. And now I'm not going to go into what twin flames are, because we would have to talk about the ascension, descension, and we would have to go really deep. But I'll show you why it's actually not serving. So let's begin. The twin flame concept is first of all a mental construct. It's trying to justify, analyze, explain something that we actually don't understand. Most people, most teachers who are going to talk about twin flames, yes, they might have experienced it, but I don't think there is true understanding. So keep it in mind when you read those stories like, 10 ways how to unite with my twin flame and the union is coming and the signs like that. It's just all illusion. It's not real. If it did work, I guess you would know. So now the first reason why this twin flame concept isn't actually serving you is because when it comes to twin flames, it's really about the heart activation. If your heart was not awakened before, then it surely will be when you meet your twin flame. And what's going to happen is that you will feel unconditional love. You will feel pure love, perhaps for the first time in your life. And you will feel such deep connection that you cannot explain it. I sometimes call twin flames the heart openers, as I talked about it in my other video, which I'm linking here. And so those twin flames are supposed to ignite you and to help you connect to your I am presence. Again, I made a video on the I am presence, which you can find below. So when you are meeting your twin flame, it's like a sign that you should really start ascending. You should really start, connecting to your own I am presence. And so you feel this unconditional love. And here, the ego is very tricky, because the ego will make you think like, only if I'm with my twin flame, I can be truly happy, truly satisfied, my heart can stay open, because my twin flame doesn't want to be with me, or whatever the story is. I shut down my heart. I go into my own bubble, into my own cave. But it's the ego trying to bypass your own connection with your own I am presence through merging and uniting with somebody you call your twin flame. You try to, instead of going upwards and really connecting deeply, getting rooted into your I am presence and into your sovereignty, you're looking at that person and you think the other person is the source of this unconditional love. No, they are not. And many times they're not even aware of it. They were just meant to truly awaken your heart. And some people need that kind of activation, some people don't. It depends on the spiritual journey, it's very individual, not everyone meets their twin flames. But it's not about the other person, because unconditional love is not directed at one specific person. Unconditional means it doesn't have conditions, so you love everything around you. You are able to feel pure, genuine love for plants, for the animals, for other people. And as you purify your love and your heart chakra, you start really tapping into the higher consciousness of compassion. That's the point, that's what they are meant to do for you. But if you are just looking at a twin flame and wondering and reading all those signs, like when we are going to be together, I see 1111, it means they are thinking of me, or I don't even know what nonsenses are online, to be honest. But if you are doing this, you are looking outside of you at something that's just illusion. You should be connecting this way. Your soul is whole and complete. I run into some information like to merge with your higher self, you have to merge with your twin flame and so on. It's not true. Your soul is whole and complete. You are your own being. You don't need to merge with anyone. And when you are merging with your soul, your higher self, your I am presence, eventually you will understand and realize that everyone is your twin flame. If your heart is awakened, if you are merging up there, if you are ascending, then you see and recognize the twin flames in other people. It's not just this one special person. So it's not like God split the souls in two halves. This is not true, because as long as you keep searching for that other half, you are not in your sovereignty, you are not in your power, and you just keep living in the same karmic loop time and time again. The next misinformation about twin flames is that many people tell you you have to become perfect to deserve being with them, because everyone is just trying to find that union. But that union happens inside of you. It's an alchemical union between you and your I am presence. It's not about another person. And so when you are trying to get almost like a perfect being and heal everything and be enlightened and to deserve being with someone, you keep chasing the twin flame, the idea. And all the time you feel like there's something wrong with you because there's this next thing to fix, there's that next thing to heal. But a big part of healing after doing some amount of mental and inner child healing is to truly step into your sovereignty, into your authority. But as long as you keep chasing something outside of you, you keep giving your power away. And you should not give it away to anyone, not even to your twin flame. The fourth thing to keep in mind when going into those twin flame theories is that it creates separation between you and other people, and even between you and God. And you can read about this in my memoir, because I devoted a whole chapter in the end to describing it. But what I mean is, like, when you believe you are a twin flame, you have this special mission, this special person, no one else understands it, which is true. Like, people who haven't experienced it, they don't understand it. And so you feel like you are isolated, you are alone in that experience. And you are creating that separation between you and others. And before you know it, you are sharing less, you are actually shutting down. But it's not true love if something is shutting down, if something is creating walls and illusions to protect some theory. Because you are so afraid that if you shared it, that other people would dismantle that theory, then maybe there was no substance to it in the first place. Because the things that are real, when exposed, they get even, like we can see, they're even more real to us. The things that are not real, when they get exposed, they just disappear. It was an illusion. And so you start feeling the separation between you and other people. Maybe your friends don't understand you anymore, your family, and so on. And simultaneously, you create separation between you and God. You put this person, this relationship, the idea of that union that you are chasing and try to labor with your energy. You put it on a pedestal. But there should be no one on that pedestal. The only thing that we should all be concerned is Source, God. And so actually, instead of going deeper into God, uniting even deeper with God, you are just thinking about this one person and your special union. It creates separation. I know that this may sound harsh, everything that I say, but it's really from my own experience and working with hundreds of people I probably met who have experienced their twin flame connection. I have seen many things. I've never seen really that all this information that is like circulating around twin flames is working out for anyone. It's not correct. Because as far as I'm concerned, at least, everything is about being in our sovereignty. Everything is about embodying our higher self. It's not about giving that energy and power to a twin flame, and definitely not putting it on that pedestal. Because when you make that twin flame so important that without realizing you even hide it away from God, because you are afraid that if you surrender the whole relationship and you open up your heart to God, that it wouldn't work out. So notice how you may be separating yourself from other people and God. Now, the fifth important thing when it comes to twin flames is that there is always a test of integrity. Because there are many situations when one of those people is in a relationship, or maybe later on the other one enters a relationship, and so on, and it actually creates inner split. This inner split, this inner conflict that you feel is mirroring your split between you and higher dimensional aspects of you. So it just shows you how that human self, and in this case the astral self, the astral body, is still resisting the soul and the higher self. And so don't do anything against your integrity, ever. Don't justify it for you, oh, it's my twin flame, and so on, I feel this magnetic energy between us. Don't justify, just don't do anything against your integrity. That's very important. It's a spiritual test. Again, I've seen it with many people. I don't know if it applies to everyone who experienced twin flame connection, but I've seen it with enough people to understand that there's something deeper going on. Now, the sixth thing to keep in mind is that this pure, unconditional love gives freedom. If you really love somebody, you don't possess them, you don't own them, you don't excessively think about them, you give that freedom. And so if you actually love your twin flame, you let them be. You give them freedom, and you give freedom to yourself, to recreate yourself, to do what you are here to do. So true love gives freedom, and you can keep loving somebody without having a relationship with them. Because oftentimes we think like, oh, if this person doesn't love me back, or whatever the story is, then I have to shut down my heart. No, you don't. You keep it open. It's not about other people, it's about you. The next thing connected to twin flame theory is this push and pull aspect. So you feel like one of you is chasing, the other one is running, and so on. Pure divine love doesn't behave this way. That's an illusion. On a deeper level, and I understand that I give you some pieces of information and we could dive a lot deeper into everything I shared. There's a lot more behind it. But this push and pull is actually happening between your astral self, your astral body, and your mental and spiritual bodies. It's happening within you, it's just mirroring it to you through this other person. So this push and pull isn't something like, oh, I have to now, I don't know, this person is pulling away, so I have to push, and so on, and chasing. This is nonsense. It's ego, man-made nonsense. True love doesn't do any push and pull. It's actually what's happening within us. So again, like if you experience it and if you feel like chasing somebody, don't chase anything and fully integrate your highest self on earth. And the last thing I want to mention here today is that there's this idea that once you are together, you can save the world. You have this divine mission. And you have your mission. Nothing can take it away from you. You don't need anything outside of you to be living your mission, to fully activate yourself. Again, you don't need your twin flame. You don't have to be waiting that once I'm with him, with her, I'm going to start living my purpose. No, you start now. You don't have to wait for anything. Like, I don't really see the point of God giving you this kind of conditions that you have to unite with somebody to live your mission. I think it's just an ego narrative. And also, when it comes to twin flames, it's that special love. It's like this special bond that no one else understands it. Everything special actually creates that separation within the self as well. So as long as we have it, we are actually still descending. So you don't need to wait for anything to live your purpose. You have everything inside of you. Of course, it helps that your heart chakra is activated to know your purpose, but once you know it, you don't have to be waiting for something. So this union is actually happening between you and your I am presence. And so the way to work with this energy is to keep your heart open, keep it activated, and learn to channel that energy positively into your life. There's such a powerful, creative, and healing energy that you are meant to share with other people. Once your emotional and mental body is stable, though, don't rush it. If this is not there, it's not time yet. But once you feel stable, energetically, emotionally, and mentally, you can really use that energy to create a piece of art, to heal people, to create something new. So you want to, instead of justifying what you feel, what's going on, and so on, just be in the energy of it. Let it keep you open. And then channel that energy into something creative. And then you will realize it was never about the other person, it was always about you. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it was maybe a little bit harsh at some points, but I just don't know how else to say it because there's just so many illusions. And it's time to crack them. So please let me know in the comments below what you take away from this video. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.